At the beginning of the film, we see a man sitting in his strange-looking car, watching the children in front of a school with a suspicious smile. When he notices two children walking home alone, he starts following them. Before heading home, the kids stop at a gaming arcade where they decide to win a teddy bear. However, luck is not on their side, and frustrated by losing, the younger brother Rebin storms out of the arcade. His older sister Alana decides to give it one last try, but she also fails. Disappointed, she leaves the arcade, only to realize that Rebin is nowhere to be found. Panic sets in as she frantically searches for him. Suddenly, she hears his screams and, following the sound, is shocked to see the same man from the car kidnapping him. Before she can call for help, the kidnapper notices her and forcefully abducts her as well, stuffing her into the trunk of his car. The kidnapper drives them to his house. Upon arrival, he takes Rebin inside, while Alana remains trapped in the dark trunk, terrified. Desperate to escape, she searches for something sharp and eventually finds a pointed object, which she uses to cut the tape binding her hands. In the process, she injures herself, but finally manages to free herself. She unties the blindfold and gag, then kicks open the trunk and escapes. She is about to run for her life when she remembers her brother is still in danger inside the house. Determined to save him, she sneaks inside. Inside the house, she sees the kidnapper nearby, so she hides in a cabinet full of cockroaches. Overcoming her fear, she stays silent to avoid ruining her plan. When the man leaves the kitchen, she comes out of hiding, but just as she is about to move forward, he returns. To avoid being seen, she hides behind a door. Fortunately, before he can notice her, the doorbell rings. A delivery man arrives with a box, and the kidnapper takes it inside. Just then, Rebin's desperate screams echo from a locked room upstairs, and the man rushes to check on him. Seizing the opportunity, Alana sneaks out of hiding and searches for her brother. However, hearing the kidnapper's footsteps approaching, she quickly hides under the dining table. When the man leaves again, Alana carefully moves upstairs, finding multiple rooms and feeling confused about where Rebin might be held. She starts checking each room. Meanwhile, downstairs, the kidnapper prepares food, setting two plates, one for himself and one for Rebin. He heads upstairs with a plate, prompting Alana to hide inside a strange room. The sight inside shocks her. The floor is covered in blood, a chainsaw is lying around, and a camera is mounted in the corner. Realizing the horrifying truth that the kidnapper films and kills children, she becomes even more terrified. As she curiously looks under the bed, she discovers multiple child corpses, making her freeze in horror. Suddenly, the kidnapper notices the lights on in the room and suspects an intruder. Alana, frightened, hides among the corpses while he thoroughly searches the room. He checks the wardrobe, bed, and bathroom, but does not find her. When he goes into the bathroom, she takes the chance to slip out and hide in the wardrobe, knowing he won't check it again. Convinced he was imagining things, the man drags a child's corpse from under the bed and takes it to another room. Alana, curious and horrified, follows him, only to witness him brutally dissecting the corpse and removing its organs, placing them inside the same box the delivery man had brought earlier. She realizes he is trafficking children's organs. Overwhelmed with fear, she suppresses her sobs and watches as he hands over the box to a man outside. After completing his gruesome task, the kidnapper relaxes on the sofa and dozes off. Seeing this as her chance, Alana sneaks toward the side table where his keys are placed. However, she accidentally makes a noise, waking him up. He immediately grabs her hand as if he knew she was there all along. Alana struggles and manages to break free, running to hide inside the house. She locks herself in a room and barricades the door, but the kidnapper simply uses his keys to unlock it. As he enters, she topples something over him and dashes to the kitchen, grabbing a knife. The kidnapper follows, and also picks up a knife, taunting her. He grabs her, but she twists out of his grip and slashes at him. In the scuffle, he stumbles against a cabinet and falls unconscious. Alana checks to see if he is dead, but he suddenly wakes up and grabs her again. In the struggle, she accidentally stabs him in the stomach, killing him. She is horrified by what she has done, but eventually regains composure. After washing her hands, she resumes her mission to save Rebin. As she searches the house, she finds disturbing evidence, photos of numerous missing children, confirming the kidnapper had murdered them. Just as she is about to reach Rebin's room, another car arrives. A woman
Hearing
steps out
Rebin
and enters
scream,
the house,
she goes
calling for the
upstairs and
kidnapper.
begins taunting
She is
him,
his accomplice.
revealing her involvement in the crimes. Rebin, terrified, throws a plate at her, but she remains unfazed. Meanwhile, Alana secretly calls the police using the house phone. She also attempts to hide the kidnapper's corpse in the garden to prevent the woman from discovering it. However, she forgets the phone outside. When the woman steps out and sees the phone, she grows suspicious and starts searching the house. Alana hides in a cabinet, holding a knife for defense. The woman calls the kidnapper's phone, but hearing it ring outside, she rushes out and discovers his body hidden under leaves. Shocked, she realizes an intruder is inside. Alana, using this distraction, moves to another room. The woman, now furious, grabs an axe and starts searching for the intruder. She enters her own bedroom, where Alana is hiding, and briefly checks the room before heading to the bathroom. Seizing the moment, Alana tries to escape but accidentally knocks over a suitcase, making a noise. The woman rushes out, forcing Alana to hide under the bed. This time, the woman spots her. Alana locks herself in the bathroom, but the woman starts breaking the door with the axe. Suddenly, sirens blare outside. The police have arrived. Prioritizing covering up the crime, the woman stops her attack, locks the bathroom, turns on the TV at full volume to mask Alana's screams, and answers the door. A police officer arrives but, instead of immediately investigating, asks for a glass of water. While the woman fetches it, the officer steps inside and notices signs of struggle. Sensing something wrong, he draws his gun. Meanwhile, Alana breaks through the floor and drops to the lower level. The officer, surprised to see her, is about to help when the woman suddenly throws her axe at him, killing him. She then targets Alana, but Alana pushes her and runs. Now armed with the officer's gun, the woman shoots at Alana but misses. Alana flees upstairs, throwing a vase at the woman's head, knocking her unconscious. Taking the keys, she frees Rebin. As they try to escape, they realize the woman has regained consciousness and is hunting them. They plan to jump out the window, but Rebin screams upon seeing the officer's corpse, alerting the woman. She attacks, but the siblings overpower her and escape. Alana injures her foot, slowing them down. They find a bicycle but struggle with its chain. Meanwhile, the woman continues her pursuit, but her car crashes into a rock. The siblings flee on foot and hide behind a large rock overnight. At dawn, they attempt to return home, thinking the woman has given up, but she suddenly reappears. Rebin's foot gets stuck between stones, delaying them. Just as the woman raises her axe to kill them, a gunshot rings out. The police have arrived, responding to Alana's earlier call. They shoot the woman dead and